years. So I started out as treasurer and then secretary and appointed supervisor and then an elected supervisor, and moved on to the first township manager in our history. First woman supervisor to be elected also, I may say.
Yay!
Okay, hear me better there? So in listening to everybody else, we're all in the same boat. We are going to be just as bad off as you are here in Whitehaven. I don't think one of us is going to be any worse than the other. You have more of a borough situation. We also have Nescopeck Borough. We're two different municipalities, but we are the southern end of Luzerne County. The traffic, and I don't think they specifically, I'm not sure which direction is going to be told on the bridge that's over the Nescopeck Creek. If it's westbound or eastbound traffic.
It's supposed to be westbound.
Westbound, okay. So when people are trying to avert that bridge, that toll, they're going to jump ship in Cunningham, and they're gonna go up the mountain in Sugarloaf Township there, and then they're gonna come directly down into our township, down that Nescopeck Mountain on Route 93. And then they're gonna go down into Nescopeck Borough. Now, PennDOT has told us at some of our meetings that they're going to, the diversion route is going to take them on Route 11 through Berwick over in Columbia County. They're going to cross the river and go through Berwick and down into Mifflinville, cross the river again, back over to Mifflinville, and back onto I-80. That's very unrealistic. Maybe on paper that may work for them. But for those of us who live there and travel those roads on a daily basis, we know that that's not going to happen. Route 339 is actually the blue detour route for Interstate 80. So currently, anytime there are any traffics, and mind you, PennDOT is, they did the first half in Columbia County, I think it was District 3, and now they're doing the second half of 339, that Mifflin-Nescopeck Road, they're widening it. So, and that's the next 2 or 3 year project. So they're doing that because of the truck traffic that already travels that route. So when you have all this traffic trying to divert, they're gonna go the fastest. We all use GPS on our phones. They are gonna put in on Waze or Google, and they are gonna take the fastest route, and that's gonna be 339. That's gonna lead them through our township, through Nescopeck Borough, and down into Mifflin. You know, in Nescopeck Borough, we have a school. We have an elementary school right there on Route 93. Yep. You have school bus traffic going through. You talk about safety issues. That's gonna come into play with all the additional tractor trailers that go through. We are very rural. A couple of you touched base on that. That doesn't mean we want to take more of the brunt of the traffic away from you town folks. We need to keep our rural community there. We do not have the tax base because we're very rural. And I'm a fair believer that not having more homes doesn't bring you more money. It just costs us more money in the long run. But we don't have that tax base. We have about 36 miles of road, and I have a 2-man road crew. They're 58 and 72 years old. We can't even find anybody to work for us. So to maintain those 36 miles of road is a real burden already. Increased traffic, increased chances of accidents. When those accidents happen, as soon as there's an accident, everything's gonna jam up on Route 93 or 339, and they're gonna start cutting off onto our township roads. We are mountains. We're all hills, mountains. Wintertime is gonna be terrible for us, because when our 2 or 3 drivers are out there plowing snow, we're gonna have all the increased truck traffic and cars going through, and we're trying to take care of our roads to maintain them.
Did you consider a toll booth?
Probably should. Because we are, I mean, there's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We are all in the same boat here. I get we're not gonna solve anything. I would just, we really appreciate on our end that Luzerne County has taken such an interest in this and that you're willing to spearhead all of this and help us. I think we need to do that, and we definitely don't need to go into it divided. We need to go into it together and work together to go against PennDOT. I think they are the enemy at this point. We need to prove to them that they cannot take away from us our communities and our livelihoods there. You know, we don't even have local police in our township. We use all state police. So when you're talking about police coverage and what happens, Nescopeck Borough has part-time police coverage. Our township is dependent on state police coverage. So accidents happen, you're gonna have excess downtime because we're not even gonna be able to get police there in a timely fashion. You know, ambulance, everything you've talked about. We also have a railroad track going through Nescopeck Borough. Back on September 1st, if you remember the heavy rains like tonight that we're getting, and our railroad in Nescopeck Borough was closed down. I don't know if any of you here are with the railroad, but they have more rights than God in our country. There's no working with them. And we had a horrific mess with that railroad route. All these rains, there was an accident on Interstate 80. It was like anything that could go wrong if you had emergency management and you laid out the plan for what could happen in those 2 weeks. It happened all in one day. And it destroyed borough roads, who they don't have the equipment to maintain, to take care of. We're transferring monies from LSA grants that were supposed to go from other projects into repairing roads from that disaster that happened. 6 months later, we're still dealing with all of those from that storm on September 1st. If you had added any accidents that are gonna happen, or all the extra traffic that's going to divert because of these bridge tolling, is gonna be like a September 1st over and over and over again. We can tell you what it was like, and I hope that you guys don't have to deal with that up here, because it was not fun. I don't really think I have too much else to really touch on. I don't wanna just, beat the dead horse either. Yes, John?
How many trucks were stuck during that storm? Also, tractor trailers in our
Oh,
township. There were
yes.
at least 4.
Yeah.
So, rounded out, and we threw them.
Yeah, the trucks, even though we have signs up that say no, local delivery only, no trucks on our township roads that turn off of, westbound off of 93 going through our township. If you ever want to take a ride down there, you'll see them at every road going down through. They go, because their GPS told them to. And they get stuck on hairpin turns at intersections, straight road intersections. We had four within 2 hours at one intersection, and then it took rollbacks to get them out of there. Our fire trucks were towing out tractor trailers because we couldn't get traffic through, it was backed up. It was just horrible. I can see that happening more often with all this bridge tolling. Anything we can do to join in your fight, we're happy to do it. Maybe a little more notice than a day or two, so I could rally the troops a little bit more to get here for a meeting. We have 2 local trucking companies in our township. They're residents. We have Edge Transportation and we have Kevin Ryman Trucking. This is going to be a huge financial burden for them because their trucks go every day on Interstate 80. And you start putting, one may only have 20 trucks, one may have 70 trucks. Maybe small compared to a lot of your firms, but for them, that's gonna be a hard hit if they're socked with $5 or $10 a truck every time they have to go down that road, just to get out of their own town.
They pass it on to us?
Yes.
Consumers.
Exactly. So I think, again, anything we can do to help, we appreciate all the help that the county's given us in the support in Whitehaven, and we'll join forces with you. Thank you.
Thank you.